Back again. We got King again. How you feeling today, bro?
Like $1 million, man. It's a new year.
Yeah. So basically, we did an interview before, got taken down, so people weren't really able to get the whole feel for who you are and everything about you. So I just want to ask like a couple questions just to start you off, so people can kind of get the feel for like type of music. So like tell us like type of music you make, like kind of how you got your start making music, and maybe a little bit about your life growing up, just so they can get like context for the whole.
Okay. Really, man, how I got started in the music was I'll never forget. I was with my stepdad at the time, and he had played me a song from Tupac Shakur. Now I can't remember. I don't remember what song it was, but the way Tupac made me feel through his vocals. At the time, I was like hella into comic books and superheroes and shit like that. Like you feel me? Because I had a really troubled upbringing. So involving in basically like putting myself in those worlds of movies and stuff like that helped take me out of the world that I was living in because it
Mm,
was very abusive. So when I heard Tupac Shakur was the first time I felt like us human beings could really have powers because I'm like, yo, he making me feel like hella energized. I'm like, this is all through his vocals. I'm like, I wonder if I can do that. And
mm.
that's kind of how I got started on music because I'm like, bro, I gotta do this shit because we really don't have superpowers. Now we do, but the way he presented it, I'm like, I want that superpower.
Hmm. Yeah. So, and then I also want to talk about because you back in around 2017, 2019, you were like growing very big in the SoundCloud scene. Like you had quite a bit of like buzz and fame around you. Do you find that like that you notice that a lot in your real life? Like do people start to notice like okay, like that's King now, like people started treating you differently, or was it just kind of more of an internet type of thing?
See, like in my town, in my city, like it was weird, bro. Like when I started doing music, I had a lot of haters, of course, because when you do something that's outside of the box, especially music, because you got to realize that now music is reaching whole new heights when it comes to the underground scene because of technology. Now, music and music creation is available to just anybody.
Hmm.
Back then, it was still a little bit shaky because you still had to know and do certain things that now I'm hearing lamb or there's like something on the phone where you can record and all this shit that wasn't available to us. We had to go to studios and shit. So like when I was doing it, people were like, yo, like you're crazy for this. But once the music started to drop, and at the time I was going to college, I was going to Penn State University, and when people were like coming up like, hey, can I get a picture? And I'm like, me? I
Hmm.
really didn't see it. And then I'm driving one day, I passed fucking McDonald's, and these fucking chicks are out there bumping my song, Slum Kings and shit. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like this shit started to become like, okay, cool, I got some here. So did they start treating me different? Of course. You
Yeah.
know, because at first they hate and then they love you.
Yeah. And what? And you said you had to go to an actual studio to record. Like, how did people react when you first? Because at the time, people weren't doing that screaming rap as much, or like the yelling. So when you went in the studio and just started fucking full on yelling, were people like, "What the fuck is this guy doing?" Or were they did they get it or what?
Bro, the hate, it was so weird. Like the other artists in the studio and the producers, they were like hating, but it was on some subliminal shit. Like they were like, well, you know, this isn't the typical kind of thing. It's going to be hard for us to really give you the sound. So I said, fuck that.
Hmm.
And then I started doing my research and I started to learn how to mix and master myself. I did a lot of the original work on myself, just sitting there on YouTube, learning how to mix and master the shit. Because at the time, like I said, when I first started to do Asylum and shit like that, I had no idea who the fuck Xtentacion is. RIP to GOAT. Like,
Hmm.
I think, bro, like, no dick riding shit, but he's the hardest nigga to ever step foot in our genre. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Zilla too, but X is like the godfather of this shit. But I can't say that I heard him when I was doing this. And I think that there's something special that happens in the universe. And you can look this up. So basically, when the first atom bomb was created, there was also on the other side of the world a bunch of technology created from the same nuclear power
Hmm.
to create like x-rays and shit like that. There seems to be a phenomenon in the universe wherever something bad happens, something good happens, or even when something good happens, something good happens. And I think that we're all connected. Like me, I believe that God is the one.
Hmm.
I believe that we're all a part of God. I believe God reached a point and where he wanted to experience his creation through all of us.
Hmm.
Because what do you do when you're omnipotent? What do you do when you are the only thing? You I think you disperse yourself into a fucking bajillion quadrillion fucking pieces, and you experience yourself through that to try to see if you can come back to one. And I think that's why we're all the one. I think we're all connected. So I think at the time, so many different artists, it wasn't that a lot of people were just biting off X. I think that the fucking universe was putting out that energy because that's what the world needed. So when I started doing my shit, Asylum and all that shit, I didn't know about X. I learned about X through Wi-Fi's funeral. When that song "Please Don't Test Me," and when I heard X, I was like, "Oh shit, I got to step my shit up way, way, way harder."
Yeah. Yeah,
Because I was like, "This nigga's spazzing on shit."
because that's like the kind of the story of your whole life story, like through my video, is like it always seems like you have like some really bad luck, something really bad happens to you, and then and even the way that like I initially was like drawn to your story, just that everything just kind of fell into place. Like I just happened to talk to the right person who led me to the right person. It's just crazy to even think about. And if I hadn't even made the video that I made on Burn Kaz at the time, it would have never even led me here. It's like it's so weird to think about. But I also want to like ask, because you're like part of a gang or whatever, and was there people who rapped within your set?
Yes and no, but so when I was in prison, there was a bunch of dudes who knew about me. You know what I'm saying? It was like, bro, like how do I do this? And it's sad because when I really tried to show them and to try to kind of like, because you got to realize this, I can't really speak too much about it, but GD is really growth and development, and we're really about kind of trying to put ourselves in business situations so we can grow our communities. It's not about violence. That's why we don't get jumped in, we get blessed in. So when I was trying to like put a lot of these dudes on, they're so still in that mentality, no matter what we stand for, where it's hard to take the thug out of a nigga, man. Like when a nigga been doing this shit for so long, it's hard to tell him like, hey, you're about to go home next week. Chill out, chill out. No, bro, he disrespected me. I'm gonna hit him with a fucking lock in the sock. I'm like, bro, you're about to get out soon, bro. You gotta relax. These are the kind of individuals that I was surrounded by, where they're not using a lot of sense. For me, thankfully, shout out CJ, Fetty Mac. I had a lot of people around me who really, when I was in my darkest times about to do some shit that was going to get me more time, they said, bro, you're gifted. You're here for a purpose. You're not like these motherfuckers. You can't just do whatever you want. If you really want to make this shit happen, you got to relax. You got to maintain. You got to control your power. Because a lion doesn't have to roar to be mighty.
Yeah.
That's what I learned.
And how do you find that like that culture around, like do you find that within those communities they're more forgiving, they're more accepting, they're more like they'll, because you were telling me at one point like if you do certain things you get a beating, but then after that it's kind of like you're good again and they don't continue to bring negativity on you? Or is it just kind of like
So there's certain things. We all got to know our literature. We all got to know certain things. I really can't speak too much about it because now I'm kind of reaching into some things where you can't speak too much about it. But what I will say is that there was an incident that happened where I put my hands on somebody, and there was underage girls involved and all that shit. And where you can fault me is that I should have spoke up when the police asked me. But I'm looking at two situations. Do I do the right thing and speak up to defend myself, or do I know that I'm going to prison regardless because I have all these people speaking against me, to where I go to prison, and because I spoke to the cops in any regard, it doesn't matter if I say, hey, I don't want to talk to you. That's the only thing I can say. Because in prison, if you get in a fight, there's a thing called a write-up. Now, the write-up, it gets sent to both parties. And it says what each person said. And that's how an investigation works on the streets, too. If my name was ever put, I was in a situation where one of the homies, all he did was tell the cops, oh, well, he did this to me. He didn't snitch. He said, he did this to me. And he got his fucking ribs broke.
yeah.
Because that's how we do it. So I was in a situation where I couldn't speak up because now I'm not in danger, but I'm now put on the heat because I should have kept the fuck quiet. Because the way we roll is, if you do some foul shit like that, you handle it yourself. You don't bring in the authorities.
Hmm.
That's the way we do it. Everybody different because, for example, if you went and did it, it's not the same shit because you haven't stood behind certain laws and certain ways of living your life. But I can't go this long and then switch up to get myself out of trouble because
Yeah.
now I'm a bitch.
So basically, within that world, like a snitch and like a cheeser are on the same level. Basically, like a child toucher and a snitch are seen as both equally as bad.
Um, a child toucher is a little bit lower, but I've seen in prison that niggas who steal shit, like you stole somebody's commissary, you go in somebody's box, you're almost more violated than but they're almost the same. But honestly, like uh uh a kid toucher is worse because you're stealing that kid's like aura.
Mm.
You know, you're ruining that kid's like whole perception of life because as a kid, we want to believe that we live in this Disneyland world. So when an older man takes advantage of you and you reach a point where you realize that you were taken advantage of, you feel disgusting within yourself.
Mm.
I know because I've spoken to different kind of victims and shit like that. But now we're in a situation where today I received a call from my PO saying that I couldn't speak on certain shit anymore. Again, I'm being hushed. I'm being hushed. He told me I can keep doing music, but my PO today received an anonymous call saying that I was harassing people
Mm.
and I was harassing my victims. Now, if you know me in my post, I've only taken accountability for my shit because I live my truth. I don't give a fuck if you like me or not, but you have to respect me. You have to respect me, and you will respect me because I stand on my shit. Because guess what? Everybody who's judging me and talking shit, if we were to pull their card and to see the weirdo shit, and let's search your search history. Let's see what kind of this shit you searching online.
Yeah.
You fucking weirdos. You niggas are fucking doing the same shit. So
Mm.
don't throw stones if you live in a glass house.
Yeah.
You feel me? So that's what it is. But now I'm done speaking on certain individuals. You know what I'm saying? Because now you're getting the law involved. When I'm just speaking truth, I never once added my ex. I never once added the white boy. You know why? Because at the end of the day, what occurred between me and her, I should have been G enough to walk away, but I wasn't. I was an alcoholic. I was facing my own demons. So really, I wish her the best. Like I wish you the very best. Like honest to God, I wish you the very best on everything I love. Carrick, I was in the wrong because you're not a thug. You're not somebody I should have, you know what I should have done? I should have let somebody else handle you, bro.
Mm.
You feel me? Like I should have done nothing to you, bro. I should have let you do whatever it is you did and left.
Mm.
So I have no hard feelings against my victims. The
Mm.
person I have a problem with is Mr. Jalen Cox, who is now getting other people involved and calling my PO. That's fucked up, bro. Because you wasn't ever involved in my case.
Okay.
You volunteered to talk on me, bro.
Yeah.
And I don't respect that because you in my genre, bro.
Mhm.
You in our genre, bro.
I don't want to.
You doing some fucked up shit that you're not taking accountability for. You ducking and dodging.
I don't want to speak too much about him, but I do. The one thing I think a lot of people want to know is so you were, and we can maybe talk a bit about. Well, I guess the cat's not. We can talk about the cat in a minute. That's what a lot of people want to know. But after, so you were taken in by the cops. You were released on bail, right? Immediately afterwards. So what was the situation going on where afterwards you were trying to speak to, I don't know, I don't even know if we can say her name, but you were trying to talk to your ex through Jalen? Like, just what's the situation there? Because I feel like that's a very confused point of what
Yeah,
really was happening.
most definitely. So what had happened was when I received my paperwork, there was a lot of things in there that crushed me because I was definitely guilty of certain things, but when you bring in that I was waterboarding people and chainsaws and throwing people in dog cages when I never even had a dog,
Hmm.
and I don't smoke cigarettes and I'm throwing through. So I reached out and said, please don't do this to me. I said, if you're gonna do this, stick to the facts,
Okay.
please, because the way I look in my persona, I have like I'm guilty because I was in Idaho. Now I'm not racial, but Idaho is a very Republican state, and they're very judgmental, is what I'll say. Because
Christian,
why I
yeah.
cut my dreads, my lawyer was from there. He told me cut that quote unquote cut that crap off your head.
Mm.
The judge ain't gonna like it.
Mm.
Now I didn't get mad at him. I said you speak for them people too, right? He was a white man, and I said okay, cool, right? So I knew what I was dealing with.
Yeah.
So I tried to reach out, regrettably, because I had a no contact, and I said, "Yo, please, do not, don't push this narrative because it's going to get bad for me." Now, I think the DA saw through all of the shenanigans and seen that something seemed a little enchanted, and I think that none of that ended up sticking. But I was terrified that it would,
Mm.
and I think that my phone calls, honestly, which gave me the no contact order, actually helped me in the long run because the DA was able to hear the pain in my voice by being like, some of this shit is just so ridiculous. Like, you can't do this to me. Like, if you're gonna say I did something, like, say what I did, please,
Mm.
because I did enough to put me in whatever predicament you want to put me in. But all this extra shit, you're trying to bury me,
Mm.
and that's what I did.
Yeah. Okay. And did she? So, from my understanding, you were initially in. You did get in trouble for the prior charge of the abuse or domestic abuse, but you were off on that while you were living with Rare and or not Rare, Jalen, right? And then
Yeah.
it got reconnected. But did she? Because in the paperwork it's also confusing because she is there. Supposedly she talked to them about but was she ever interviewed? Like that's what we don't understand. And also I want to make sure that people understand is that this other girl um, that led to the whole fight with Carrick, that's a separate girl. So were either two of them ever interviewed because it's not in the paperwork? There's no interview for them.
Um. Honestly, that was a separate investigation that I can't speak on because I don't have that paperwork. I don't
Oh,
know.
okay, okay,
I have what I have, and I'll show that to the world. But as far as that, I don't have any sort of paperwork on that. If I did, I would show it. But if so, it's out there.
okay. And after the situation happened, I know that they talked a lot about being afraid and that you were calling them and being like aggressive. Is that the case? That you were like
Okay,
not
so
the
I
women?
made one phone call. So Jalen, who was broke as fuck, and his ex girlfriend's about to speak out, whatever. But he was broke as fuck. He never flew me out there. I spent my own money. You're so broke. You couldn't even pay us for our services on tour. You're broke as fuck, bro. And then you went on to say that one window in a tour van cost 6 to 7 artists their whole money. How does that make sense? So we're all getting paid $100, you know?
Yeah.
Then there's proof out there showing that he didn't even pay for it. He pocketed all that fucking money because he's a sleazeball. But so when it comes to whatever had happened, as far as with the chick and with the whole tour and everything like that, that nigga snaked us, bro.
Yeah. And did you actually did you actually destroy the apartment, or are you saying that that was not the case?
On multiple occasions, there was incidences where we would rage out, and I can send you videos and shit where we're pouring fucking alcohol in pots and pans. That's how ratchet shit got because we really lived that life, or at least I did.
Hmm.
So was it incidents where there was incidents where I was drunk in the morning and I was fucking like singing and shit. We all started singing and I started kicking holes in the wall. Yes, I did that.
Hmm.
But no one was like, please stop. There
Yeah.
was incidences where I was fucking bashing in fucking doors and shit like that when we were having rage offs.
Hmm.
Yeah. Because guess what though? I'm me.
Hmm.
This is who you get. You never have to look over your shoulder. Never. You never have to look over your shoulder and ask yourself, who is this dude? I'm a demon.
Yeah.
But I believe that demons are angels in biker jackets. Because when the devil took 1/3 of the angels from heaven, who the fuck are the demons now? Yes, I'm a demon.
Hmm.
But was I breaking it and everyone was like, ah, ah?
Hmm.
So if Jalen's so hard with guns and all this shit, why didn't he stop me?
Because I want to know his.
Did I break shit? Yes, I break shit. I still break shit.
Yeah.
That's who I am. That's my core. I can't make the music I make if I'm not this dude.
Because I want to know his like immediate reaction. So because he was not there that night, whether he was getting his cat or not, whatever. So you weren't arrested the night of, or you were that
I
happened.
was
They
arrested the night of.
okay, and then so you never even seen him again in person after that because you were taken in. So
No.
you got one phone call with him, you said. So you never saw his immediate reaction after the fact. So basically, you never even face to face were able to have a fallout. This all happened while you were sitting in like an interrogation room. You were off on bail for how many days?
I was about 2 weeks, and I called him and I said, these niggas can't stop me.
Mm,
That's what I did say. And I said, you're done.
mm,
Because I got your shit. Because when I was in prison, they stole my shit. And I tried to get it back when I got out. They stole all my shit and I tried to get it back. But they wouldn't let me get my fucking TVs back, my king size Californias, none of my shit. So I said, you know what, bitch? You're done for.
yeah. And were they at the time? Did like when you were living with them? Did they have a big internet presence, or was he already playing this role of like being like, oh, I'm the soft spoken, not or
Okay,
were
so you can speak to multiple people, man. Like the one dude who's got the missing arm. I don't know his name. I'm not no disrespect to him. I seen you did a thing on him where he spoke about Jalen too.
yeah,
Wait, what's his name?
little heartbreak.
Okay, Lil Heartbreak. Man,
Mm,
that boy was around way before all that shit. Me and him spoke to anything like that, everything like that.
mm,
But when I met the boy, like I said, his music was dope. So I'm thinking to myself, like, of course, this is a business at the end of the day. So we're in studio sessions going back and forth. I write some shit and I'm like, He's like, oh, what about this? And I'm like, oh, that's hard. Yeah, of course. That shit's hard. Let's go. I will never deny that. But don't act like I didn't make music before you, pussy nigga.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? I've been doing this shit. But you had a talent that if my wrongness, I exploited, of course. So that was the case. But when you meet him in person, he's really like hella weird and like he's really like hella fragile, bro. Like it's weird. And why people like him are very dangerous is because when you have somebody who's aggressive, you know that you're being controlled. But when you have somebody who plays the victim, you don't necessarily know that you're being a victim by this victim because they're a fucking sadist.
So, and I also want to, because he did actually post that. I was gonna initially not even say this, but Rare decided to post it. Can you explain like really what led up to? Because he posted a video of you and Heartbreak actually arguing over the phone onto his story. Like, can you explain like what was going on? Like, was it
I was
genuine
trying to
distaste?
protect him. I
Yeah.
caught a back fade.
Hmm.
I caught a back fade. That means what a back fade is when your niggas is in something, you want something. There was an incident where they were talking shit. So I called him and I was like, yo, if you want the smoke, let's get it.
Hmm.
That's who I am.
Yeah.
Everybody want to be gangster and rap about all this gangster shit until some gangster shit happened. Why is everybody so surprised that I'm a thug? I don't get that. Do we not make like demon music? I'm a
Yeah.
fucking thug, and like that's who I am. I'm not just dude who sits at home and just like nerds off all fucking day and then hops on a song and portrays other people's images.
Mm.
So you're speaking about a video that said what?
It's you and it's you're on the phone with him and you're saying I only want to shake your little hand or whatever, and you guys are it's
And
based
when was this posted?
this was like the night of the whole fallout. Basically, he posted a bunch of stuff on his stories. I think we have everything that's left over, so we could probably even send it to you because somebody was at the time I made my video, I didn't have it, but somebody has archived pretty well all his stories, so I can send it to you. But yeah, it was basically trying to show. I didn't even understand some of it, but they were trying to like show you that you're like violent. And you're yelling at him on the phone and be like, I only want to. And I do know the context around that's like heartbreak. So I just kind of wanted to ask, like, there was no personal beef there. You were just kind of standing with Rare at the time because that was you.
I'm standing with Rare, bro.
Yeah.
But my thing is this: if it came from his archives, why are you recording if you feel wrong about it? But my thing is this, bro. Like, yo, honestly, bro, at this point, like, bro, this shit makes me want to leave this music shit and go into a different genre because this genre, I wish niggas like X was still alive, bro.
Hmm.
Because that nigga brought the ruckus. You know what I'm saying? He was beefing with the Migos. He was doing all that gangster shit. But now everybody's so fucking soft because the new age is where everybody is so sensitive and they take offense to everything. Like, but nigga, what the fuck are we doing? This whole genre was built off of the zombies of fucking rap.
Hmm.
And then we resurrected with this new sound. What the fuck is everybody so surprised and so this and that?
Hmm.
Like when some gangster shit happened, why is it that the niggas who rap about it ain't gangster, bro? It's this shit's so okay. So this is Hollywood, then, right?
Hmm.
This whole genre is just it's honestly. So we're all actors, right? If
Yeah.
that's what it is, then I'm out.
Yeah.
Yes, I said that to him. Yes, I'm not, bro. And if anybody disrespect me, I still stand by it. But you make an agreement to not call my fucking PO.
Hmm.
That's it.
And I also want to ask,
You,
there's a couple other people that were like drawn into the situation. So I guess I should give some context. Basically, on December 30th, Jalen revealed his supposed whole side of the story, and I was able to follow quite a bit of it, but I think a lot of people were confused. Who's this pink-haired guy with pajamas that you said, "Hey, Andy"? I have a picture of it right here, but I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see it.
okay, so that night, that's I prefer not to say his name because I don't want to give clout to honest to God.
Hmm.
That was somebody who was uninvolved in the situation but put their two cents in, and I was being petty because I'm the pettiest motherfucker ever.
Okay.
Like I'm the pettiest motherfucker ever. So he had nothing to do with anything. That was an artist who I decided to be like, I see you, don't play yourself.
Hmm. And one more thing, do you have any idea what the fuck this is, or who this is?
What's that say?
How dare you speak on me, coward? And it's like some fucking white Russian guy. Rare posted this. I don't understand if this was somebody that was on took your side. I don't know. You don't
I
know?
don't know what that even means, bro. I don't know. I've never seen that old looking man. Is he how like that dude's? I don't know who that dude is.
I don't know. That was the two things I didn't understand, and then he posted this. Well, I don't want to start showing like random because I don't know if that's one of the victims. But he also posted a random girl like flipping the bird with a cowboy hat on. Um, but we
Yeah, I'm not really sure.
Okay. But that's basically so after that fallout, did you find or wait, no. I guess I want to go back. Oh, the final thing, so we can finally on the situation. Oh, did you lie about your age to get with the younger girl? Is that
Never. I
no.
always told her what it is. Did I get with a younger chick? Yeah, I did. I did. But
Hmm.
did I lie about it? That's ridiculous.
Hmm.
I don't even look that fucking young. I'm a good looking dude. But the thing is that when I call her my ex, it wasn't like that. It started out as a friendship
Hmm.
because I will never date a younger age girl and I would never make her my girlfriend. So a lot of the turmoil came in is because I led her on is my biggest regret. Did I ever say you're my girlfriend? I'll never say that.
Hmm.
Because at the time, regrettably, I had multiple chicks that I was talking to. But this one was friends with Jalen, and that's why he's posting her.
Hmm.
So she was always at the house. So there was always a way of contact between us. But did I ever say you're my girlfriend? No. But when I met her, she was already friends with Jalen. They're best friends, and that's why she's giving them pictures and doing all this extra shit because they're still best friends.
Yeah.
But was I ever dating her? No. Was I fucking her? Yes.
Okay. And
But guess
now
what though?
Mhm.
I'm within the law. You feel me? And if you want to think I'm a weirdo, a lot of you dudes, and when you're my age, you would wish that you even had half the attention that you did. You feel me? It's not even no weirdo shit, but to call her my girlfriend, you'd be out of your fucking mind.
Hmm.
Was it a chick I was fucking because she was a groupie? Yeah.
Hmm.
But was I talking to her when she was 17? No. Did I groom her? No.
So Rare definitely knew your age when you moved in with him because that was another claim he tried to say.
Well,
You
all you
said
had
you
to
were
do was look
21.
me up online. How you let somebody come to your city and you don't even know their fucking age?
Yeah. Okay, and then so the two cats, Beans and Cheese. How did you ever first of all did you ever hear the story of like that you supposedly threw a cat off a balcony? When did you start to hear this? Um, and like just where did the cats end up if you know, or like just where did that come from?
Oh, I sent you some proof. And I think later on you might do some interviews with his ex girlfriend who can really clarify shit. Who actually hates me or hated me, so she has no reason to lie on my behalf. But so throwing cats off balconies, I don't know where the fuck that comes from. I didn't hear about that when I was in prison. I've never had a detective or a police officer even like bring that to my attention.
Mm.
There's no charges. There's nothing I had to fight along those lines. I know that Cheese was a cat that was like disabled, and as a grown man, I definitely teared up when his girlfriend, who you're gonna be in contact with, when she came and got the cat because she was punishing us because she left the house. I teared up. And then Beans was my fucking like ace of spade, and that's the cat that he said he was looking for. That's a lie. He was out at another chick's crib when all the whole thing happened. So this whole narrative that I waited until he left, why would I wait until you left if I'm not scared of you and you scared of me? I'm the boogeyman, nigga.
Mm.
You's a bitch. Why the fuck would I wait until you left like you meant anything, nigga? I'll spit in your fucking mouth, bro. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
You nobody to me. How the fuck I'm gonna? Why would I wait till you left, you soft ass buttercup? That doesn't make sense to me, bro. I'll
No.
wait till you leave for what? Because you niggas, even if you both was on me, it would have ended up the same. So that's not the case. That's not the case. And you wasn't looking for the cat. And there's also proof, which I hope you pull up with emails sent out where he's confessing that, oh no, I never did this, and we lost the cat and this and that. So when you're talking to somebody over email, and I'm in prison at the time, why the fuck would you not tell her the truth? Hey, King killed the cat. You would have had something more to go off of. But at the time, he didn't have all this heat on his ass
Mm.
to create narratives.
Yeah.
And then when people asked him why we were beefing, like a few other people I've worked with told me, yo, this dude just said that you killed cats and all this shit. There's no proof. I don't even want to talk about it because if there's no fucking proof, then we're dealing with false allegations. And that
Yeah.
shit that's criminal.
Mhm. And the final thing, this is a little bit unrelated, but so what was your connection with the kid next? It's kids. Is it KND or is it kids next door?
He's next door.
Okay.
So I met those dudes from Dirty Butt. Dirty Butt did my cover on Slaughter Pit.
Yep.
We started talking. I started calling Dirty Butt. We started meeting up. This is when these dudes, oh my God, they were nobodies. They had hundreds of views at the time. That was it. We started meeting up. And basically shit just kind of fell out because they were on some weird shit. And I don't really care to speak too much about it because I don't even really remember a lot about the whole situation because there wasn't really a situation. There
Mm.
was just like, I don't really fuck with you. I don't fuck with you. And that was kind of it. You know what I'm saying? And then now I've got out of prison. I heard that Kaka, one of the members, he got caught um fucking with an underage tranny boy,
Mm.
and then the producer also got caught with the underage girl, and now they're broken up. I
Mm.
don't know anything about that shit. But that's kind of what I know about them.
Yeah, because I just wanted to mention that because somebody did comment that, and I actually encourage everybody that if you think that you have anything about King's past or anything, like you can see he's very open about answering these questions. So by all
Well,
means,
bro, I sent you the screenshot from Mozzie, who was the head dude. I
yeah,
sent you that, no?
he said he had no idea anything about it.
I reached out to him and I said, "Hey, bro, this is what's being said. Do you know what's up with this?"
Mm.
That was Mozzie, Mozzie No Push Start or whatever his name is,
Yeah,
and he openly said, "Bro, me and them have been over for a long time. I have no idea what you're talking about."
yeah. So I think we covered everything. Like I said, if like you can see that King's very open about answering anything that people want to throw against him. So if anybody else has any claims, like by all means, I'm sure he'll answer it. But for now, I just want to more so talk about what was that experience. So you get to prison, you have what's it like? Do you have connection to the outside world? Can you still get to the internet, or is it just phone calls? Or like what type of vibe is it once you're in prison? Like, are you able to know what's going on with your case, the fallout? You have no idea what people are saying about your name, or you still have some connection to the internet.
So thanks to Winterheart, man. Go follow that boy. His music is dope as fuck. He's about to make a comeback. Winterheart at the time was like, bro, your ex girlfriend has your fucking social media accounts. She's got your SoundCloud. She's got all this shit because Jalen stole my laptop.
Hmm.
And in my laptop had all the login information because they had my emails. So he, Winterheart and this chick at the time, Nikki, are working like fucking day and night to try to like basically tell this girl, hey, we're gonna start to file charges against you if you don't give this dude back his shit.
Hmm.
She gets scared. She gives me back my shit. That's why I was able to get all that shit back. But they basically told me what the narrative was. But for me, I took the opportunity to reinvent myself. I am way more cold. I am way more like, bro, I've grown spiritually, mentally, and physically.
Mm.
I am unstoppable now. And that's why people are making calls to my PO because they can't see me face up. They won't see me face up. So you're gonna try to call my PO because you're a coward.
Hmm.
That's what's happening. So when I
Yeah.
got locked up, I took the time to sit back and say fuck Instagram and fuck all that shit. And I build and I worked on myself,
Yeah.
regardless of the narrative. That's what I did.
So you were never,
And
you
now I'm
never,
back for vengeance.
yeah.
Not on my victims, but on the motherfuckers who sat on the sidelines like they were in a classroom and raised their hands to give information that was fraudulent and counterfeit to put me behind bars because I know you're past.
Yeah. Because,
In
I,
prison, when I got there, I was loved. I was all the way loved. When I got to prison, yo, because of my shit, because of what I represent,
hmm.
when I got to prison, I was all the way. I was all the way accepted.
Hmm.
I was all the way accepted. I stood on mine.
Hmm.
Now, there was an incident where I actually got my teeth knocked out
Yeah. You sent me a
by an
picture.
opposing gang.
Hmm.
That happened, yeah, because I stand on my shit. Somebody said some shit, and I said some shit back, and he waited until I was asleep in my room and came in when I was reading a book and hit me in the mouth with a lock and a sock and bust my teeth out.
Yeah.
But I got my teeth back. Yeah, bitch.
So those are
So,
good. Do they put your teeth back in, or those are like wired in?
yeah, they're wired in.
But those are your real teeth. You got them back.
Oh, no, I got a fucking like
New one.
implants and shit.
Because what happens when they just knock your teeth out in prison? Did the officers coming just fucking take your teeth off the ground, or they had to take you, put you in?
Pretty much, because after that happened, my niggas went in and stabbed him.
Oh,
So there was
fuck.
blood everywhere, and he got dealt with.
Hmm.
But that's what happened. You feel me? So in prison, it was cool because I was protected. You feel me? Because they realized that I had a talent that a lot of people didn't have.
So you
And
were
when I was
sit-
in prison, I
yeah.
perfected myself.
So you were sitting in prison for like how many years with just like your teeth knocked out? Like you couldn't get them fixed until you got out.
Oh no, so they gave us like a partial at the time.
Oh, okay, okay. But
Yeah.
I'm just what I'm trying to wonder is like at what point did you find that how bad? Because I know when you initially came out and we seen the first few pictures of you like outside of the jail or whatever. Or I think you're at a Red Lobster or something. You were like a couple people I know messaged you and they're like, "Are you going to come back to music?" And you're like, "I don't know because I think my reputation is so bad." When did you realize how? Like, was it as soon as you got out, you seen like, "Oh fuck," or was it like over those 4 years did you realize like the narrative is like slipping? Think like my reputation
No,
is going in
when
the
I got
dirt.
out, bro, you gotta realize that if music don't work, I'm gonna still be a millionaire
Hmm.
because I read so much material on like Rich Dad Poor Dad, Think Like a Millionaire, fucking bro, the 48 Laws of Power, the Laws of Human Nature, fucking how to start and build your own corporation,
Hmm.
the Four Agreements, fucking bro, I mean, I can go on for days, bro. Like there's so much material. I read up to 330 books when I was in there, which
Hmm.
I realized that I didn't need music to become successful. So when I got back into this shit, it was because I logged into my Spotify and I'm like, holy shit, I haven't dropped one snippet. I've never dropped one snippet. I've never dropped one piece of information about my case or nothing like that. I stayed quiet for 4 years while I let these motherfuckers talk shit about me because when it's not true, it doesn't affect you.
Hmm.
So I let these motherfuckers talk all their shit about me and do all what the fuck they wanted to do, right? And then once I started to look at the numbers, I'm like, holy shit, there's something there. People are still listening to my music from 4 years ago, so it's bigger than me. I
Hmm.
gotta do this shit for them because like that's so much love, bro. Like my songs are almost 4 years old, and I'm still getting this year alone. I got almost what is it like 150,000 views just on fucking 11th and Diamond,
Hmm.
which is a song that a certain person hopped on and they want to rap about niggas don't know shit about North Street, niggas don't know shit about the projects. Nigga, you were adopted from overseas,
Yeah.
and your dad's a tranny, which I don't have nothing against at all. But I was unprepared because I walk into the house and there's this man walking down the steps with lipstick on, and like I was just like, what the fuck is that? Because I had met his dad previously on FaceTime.
Hmm.
So there's so much of the shit. I'm like, yo, why didn't you tell me? Like, not that you needed to, but like, like at least allow me to be appropriate. So
Hmm.
when I see him in his dress and his makeup on, I don't want to disrespect your dad, Jalen. Like,
Yeah.
let me know what's up, bro. And
Yeah.
you'll learn this. Like um he actually has a Twitter out there where he promotes his services.
Hmm.
I didn't know what the fuck was going on, bro. This whole fucking thing was crazy to me.
Yeah. Yeah. So you kind of expected him, like when you came out, like that he was gonna be like a hard guy, like you, or did you know he was kind of like soft when you first went over there?
I thought at the beginning before knowing him that he was at least semi with the shit. I didn't
Hmm.
know nothing about the kid. All I know is I'm hearing this music like all his fans is, and they're buying into this narrative. I bought into it too.
Yeah. So so you got out. So was Winter like able to kind of tell you like that? Okay, they're calling you this and that, and like because you never even knew that people were like accusing you of like the child stuff until like I told you when you got out, right? That they were thinking that
The
you,
child shit.
yeah,
Yeah, like bro, that's okay. So the way the court of law works is that even if it's an allegation, they have to at least charge me with it.
mm,
There's nothing you can find online about kids and shit like that, bro. Like it's disgusting. And even for Rare to go on and say you were messing with the 18-year-old, you were 19 fucking with a 14-year-old.
yeah,
Which one's worse, brother?
exactly,
Brother? Fuck you
yeah.
talking about?
If you really
You
want to bring,
goofy.
if you really want to bring that paperwork out, like that's what his paperwork says,
Bro,
and
you goofy. And then you was in the investigation. I'm talking about how scared you was of me. I'm your nightmare. You terrified of me.
I also
No
noticed
wonder why
too,
you want me in jail.
yeah,
How about this? Hey, Rare, if you meet up with me, right, and we run the ones, I'll stop talking. Stop calling my PO, you bitch ass nigga.
yeah, he can even come on here.
I
You
hate
guys can,
talking about it, a nigga too, bro. I hate talking about a nigga, but that nigga's disgusting, bro.
hmm,
Because you had information, and you put yourself involved in a case that wasn't even like involving you, nigga. You disgusting to me, nigga.
I
You
also
not real. Go to country or pop music.
I also noticed too that I didn't initially see this, but apparently he commented a bunch of times under the post, and also he said like ask me any questions, and then he actually like made it so you can't fucking comment. But he said, and this is so sneaky. So you know how he told you that he had gun charges? He said I was on probation for burglary or something like that, which is technically true because the charge they gave him after the two girls wouldn't testify was like something like basically renting a hotel room with the knowledge you're going to do a crime, which is basically so that is what he was on, but he's not giving the actual. He's very fucking sneaky when it comes to that type of shit. Like so,
Well,
that's
he won't do an interview because he'll get caught up in the lies. When you ask him certain shit, he's gonna lie about it. I don't.
exactly like he should just come. Like that's what so many people are saying. Like they're just like he should just come clean and but. I mean, at this point, he's just gonna have to keep doubling down, or else it's just gonna look even worse and worse. Um, but I also did want to ask because I know it was only like 4 years, and like in 2019, technically, like I think TikTok did exist to some extent, but like just for musically the state of the world, you didn't have a lot of connection to the outside world besides like just talking to Winter, you said, and like probably some of your family, but they're older, so they probably didn't know as much about stuff on the internet. Like, how did you find like when you came out? Were you completely confused about the music industry now, and we're like, okay, like how does music work now? Did you see like the waves come and go, the Island Boys, the shit with Tory Lanez? Like, did all of this just land on you at once as soon as you came out, or were
Yes,
you?
yes and no. But I've always been a content creator. I've always been because one thing I realize is this: is that people have time sitting there, right? I talked to a lot of different people, but they have time trying to create content because they have to steal it off other people
Yeah,
because they're not authentic to themselves. So when I have so much to go off of my own personality,
hmm.
I have to go off. Now, the hardest part was like learning about like how to edit TikTok and shit like that. That was the hardest part. But as far as creating content, I'm always gonna be authentic. I hop right back on Instagram, you know what I'm saying, doing me, bro.
Yeah,
Doing me. Like right back on there doing me. Doing numbers, doing me. It's like it's easy to me. You know what I'm saying? You could say, yeah, I heard, oh, he's got bots and shit. I dropped a reel and it's at almost 300,000 views on just a reel.
hmm.
The fuck you talking about? I think you can run my reel through the shit, see if any bots is on there, baby. Because I'm me. I'll give you something that you cannot get nowhere else, and that's Kxng.
Yeah, I noticed too that like you got right back on TikTok, and I'm like, oh, that's pretty interesting because I know it was like a longer prison stint, but like I know like Bobby Shmurda like had a super hard time coming back in trying to like understand like that was like 10 years for you. It was like 4. It's not as long, but I did think like there'd be some learning curve, especially since like probably when you said you really went in like early 2020, right? Or was it like so you were in there during the pandemic too? So did that make was that like actively happening when you were there, or did you get
Yeah,
there and
it
then it
was.
started happening? That make prison worse?
Yeah, the whole pandemic happened, and it sucked for us in prison because we were locked down 23 hours a day because no one knew at the time what the fuck this COVID thing was and how it spread, and there was all this propaganda about it.
Hmm.
So it sucked. But as far as me getting out, I will say shout out to a few people who I don't care to name because we're no longer in contact.
Hmm.
Help me understand the way TikTok worked, understand those things because for me, it was never about the content. It was more about trying to figure out how to edit the content and how to get it out there.
Yeah, makes sense. And so after he started to, and this is like, and then we'll move on to like new music, but like, so after he started to reveal this supposed new information, did you find because you've been spending your time since you've been back, trying to build up relationships back with like fix the connections you had with certain artists and stuff. Did you find that set you back at all when the new information came out that like okay people are like now distancing themselves or they don't want to work with you or for the most part it didn't really move the dial at all?
A lot of people said some shit, which I checked them on, but it you can't. One thing I realized, I think it was Terrence McKenna. Look up Terrence McKenna, man. Terrence McKenna says what's real can withstand the pressure. What's real can withstand the pressure of time. What's real doesn't need validation.
Okay.
That's what I hope. Yo, there's one thing this interview can do. Fall into your godliness. Know that there's no force on the fucking earth that can stop you. Fall into yourself and take accountability for yourself and grasp the thing that you're scared to grasp because we all can sense that magnificent power within us, but we don't believe that that's ours. It's yours. Grasp it, take it, and become whoever the fuck it is you want. Because, like Shakespeare said, this is the world is nothing more than a stage, and we're all its actors. So play your role, and that's real, nigga.
Yeah. So now that that's all past, is it back to making music full time? Like, are you gonna start trying to
Nigga,
pump it out?
it if you niggas heard the shit that I even, bro, prison, man, it's crazy. I had an alcohol problem, and I didn't realize how that was like basically stunting my growth. The new music is absolutely ridiculous, man. I can't wait till y'all hear it, but I'm not gonna just drop it like any other artist. I'm gonna make sure that it's perfect. You know what I'm saying? Not to the point where I'm on some like play with Cardi shit, but I'm gonna make sure that when I drop some shit that is up to par and it's dope because I got a lot of people kind of watching and waiting on it.
Yeah. And like you're gonna, is it all music videos now? Because I know you only have one music video. Is it all like okay, you want to drop music video,
Music
drop?
videos, music videos, music videos.
Yeah, that's definitely how you want to do it now. Because I think maybe not so much, but like definitely back probably when you were first popping off, you could get a song on SoundCloud that would just go crazy. Now it's so oversaturated that people really need, and now you have such a persona around you that they're gonna want to see videos and like are you're gonna drop those on there? Is it going back to trash again to like do some new stuff with them or
It's
world
really
star?
just all me. I might drop some shit on Say Cheese. I got some connects with Hot New Hip Hop. I got some shit in the works, bro. I really can't speak about it because of contracts.
Yeah. Are you signed
But a
now?
lot of
Or you're
people,
not? You can't even
there's a
sign.
lot of hate, but there's a lot of people up top who see the potential, who are like reaching out to me, and it's crazy. Like it gets my dick hard. Pause. But like, there's a lot of people in the industry who are higher up reaching out to me. There's a lot of artists who are DMing me that I wish I can tell y'all, but I don't want to. I don't want to seem like like I'm on some like fanboy shit. But there's a lot of artists. You know what I'm saying? I won't say too much. You know what I'm saying? But young boy, there's a lot of people hitting me up saying a lot of shit, and I know how they are because they're full fledged demons, whether they're in my genre or not. There's a lot of people hitting me up saying, "Hey, killer. Keep that shit going. I respect you. I see what the fuck you doing.
Yeah. So, do you was that like initial, or do you find like this is not necessarily like a good thing just because the situations that happened previously, but do you find like all the videos that like we've been doing, all these interviews, like this buzz, since this has all started going down, people are like like it's getting you noticed by like the right people, it's getting you noticed by like even the like labels and stuff are like, oh shit, we see a buzz around King now. Like this is this like almost like second coming type of thing, like around this situation? Like it's
Of
getting you,
course.
yeah.
The thing is, I'm also losing fans too, and that's
Mm,
a beautiful thing because I'm losing, and the universe is filtering out the filth and the people who don't want to, take responsibility for their own actions when they got skeletons in the closet. But at the same time, if you knew what I was doing behind the scenes, that well, you got to realize, bro. That's why you don't see a lot of people talking. Like once they blow up, you never really like, no matter if it's Lil Uzi, no matter if it's fucking NBA YoungBoy, no matter if it's who, you never really hear about the shit that really got him on. But just know that a lot of people are reaching out to me in high places, and I'm very thankful for it. And I'm very thankful. And I hope y'all see this. I'm very thankful for it. And at this point, everything's in my hands.
yeah. And you definitely like, I don't know what exactly how it goes down. I know that I think most people can, but if you definitely got to do a World Star hip hop video at some point, because I feel like that's gonna go fucking bananas. Like I know World Star's not on that shit anymore, but like if they just see you the way that you are and the persona you have and the type of music that you make and the video's
It's over.
crazy, it's people are gonna see that and then they're gonna look into the story, see all the shit. People are gonna get
It's over.
interested. Like you gotta do a fucking World Star video, because like even so many people reacted to that blood clot video. Even like now they're like that shit's fucking crazy. Definitely, you got to do that. So I hope you have something like that in the works soon, because
Oh, bro, I do. My next video is super dope, bro. It's I can't really say too much, but it's super dope, man. You got me going into the house, coming out with the jumpsuit, throwing the jumpsuit off. I get in there, the girls pull me into the room, spin me out. I'm in my clothes. We got the PO outside, trying to look in. We grab the PO in the room, and now the PO smoking with us and shit. Like, hey, we got some shit, man. We going movie style with this shit. That's how these
yeah,
boys, man. I sad that I'm giving anybody this kind of flack because I just hope that this don't backfire on me when I really blow up. I hope that nothing these little boys don't get no clout off me
yeah, like
because they
so,
little boys, bro. Because at the end of the day, they can hop on a mic and say all this good shit. Even if you better on me than the mic, can you stand in the same room as me?
mm,
Can you walk the same motherfucking lane as me? Can you meet me face to face? You can't do it.
yeah,
Your whole persona is a persona because persona is the Latin word for mask, which I'm wearing because they might try to tell on me again, man.
yeah. So and then like I guess the your music videos now, you're not going for as much of that like crazy like just what you're telling more of a story like type, like that's where
Story.
I think that's a great idea. I think that's definitely where you want to go. And is it going to be like kind of like first day out type of thing, like
Hey, it's gonna be funny. I'm gonna add some humor. I want to add my personality. Cause like, and that's one thing, man. I encourage y'all all to do is y'all, if you guys are lost in what it is you should be doing in music, reach down and just say whatever it is you want to say, bro. Like say and do whatever it is you want to do, and stop looking at the current wave. That's why when you ask me, did I get stuck? No, I didn't get stuck because everything's the same. Everything is truly the same with a little bit more promotional tactics.
mm,
That's it. I'm a content creator at my heart. This is what I do
yeah,
because I'm real to myself. That's why artists like Cardi B can make it so far is because she's herself. She speaks herself. And when you're just like Christian Rock, these people are so authentic to themselves that everything they do goes viral.
yeah. So yeah, so you basically got out, and even though the internet changed a bit, you were just able to be like, all right, it's the same thing, just with more tools to it, like the TikTok wave and all like the
It was
corny
better for
music.
me. I'm
Then
like, there's more tools.
yeah, that's a good way to look at it, because I know a lot of people are really frustrated who have, but I guess since you've been gone from it, you really got to see the upgrade like over the 4 years, because we just see it slowly change. You're like, shit, it was garbage back. Well, not garbage, but it was like this is the new upgraded version of it. Like this is
Yeah.
you're willing to use TikTok as a tool. You don't think that it's corny. You don't think it's like you just are using all the tools at your disposal to do what it needs to
Yeah.
do. Yeah. All right. I mean, yeah, I think that's a good way to look at it, and I think you have something that a lot of artists don't know is like a persona, where it's just like you. There's a lot surrounding you.
Just be you. Like I don't even have a persona because a persona means mask. I'm Andy Rodriguez, bro. I love me, bro. Like I love me, bro. I love everything about me, bro, so fucking much. And at first, it was a lot of false bravado. It's a lot of false, there's a lot of false fucking, cockiness and intensity. But now, bro, I love me, bro, and I
Yeah,
encourage everybody to love themselves too.
sure. All
Because
right.
I'm one of the baddest things to walk on 2 feet. That's how I feel. But I don't think I'm better than anybody else. I have a saying, right? We should wrap this up like this. This is quote me. It says, I don't think I'm better than anyone else, but I know no, I said I don't think I'm more special than anyone else, but I know I'm special because I'm not like anyone else.
Hmm,
Quote me, man.
for sure. All right. Appreciate you coming out again, and hopefully this one's gonna fucking stay, no matter what. And we asked some hard questions. Appreciate you for being able to answer them and not just like shying away. And we're excited to see what you're gonna do in the future. So, yeah, appreciate you, man.
All right, Gary.